Morning everyone. How are we doing? Well, we've got a busy day ahead of us today. Oh good, dog's got food. He'll be alright for a bit. No idea where he is. Yeah, so we've got a busy day ahead of us today. It's just after 6:30 in the morning. I've got up nice and early because we have a wealth of work to crack on with. I have a contractor coming round around lunchtime today. He's going to give me a quote for the work that I mentioned in my last video about having this this small area of field landscape to put another workshop on, and my built-in jet washer that I'm going to have fitted. But also thinking about it, over here, just through these trees, is another area. It's even smaller than this one, actually. It's part of the withered pea crop. It's also kind of just as useless, so I'm going to get him to quote me to have this small area of field landscaped as well, and get rid of these trees, and essentially create this whole area into one patch of land that I can build on, and just give me a bit of freedom to pop a couple of workshops down maybe, and just a bit more parking space, a bit more storage, whatever. We'll figure that one out. But yeah, he's going to come and give me a quote to do all this work. So we've got that happening, and I also have about 56 acres of land, the rest of my fields up on this side of the road anyway, that I need to get ploughed under, as I did with that first section over there that you can see, to get it all ploughed under and ready for a crop of winter wheat that I need to get seeded ASAP. So I need to crack on with this. I'm going to jump in the 8210, get the plough hitched up, and get to work. So let's... Goodness me. That's a brown tractor if ever I saw one. Yeah, so I'm going to jump in this, get the plough hitched up, and get to work. Here we go. So yeah, I've got a heck of a lot of work to crack on with today. I'm going to get this first large part of this withered flax crop ploughed under. I'm going to concentrate on the larger areas of field first, and I'll do the little ones towards the end of the day, hopefully, if I've still got time. I also need to get over to Clever Motors because the 9882 is ready for collection, and I'm also, as I said in the other video, I am treating myself to that Landol disc harrow, so I'm going to bring the 9882 and the disc harrow home, so I'm very excited about that. Another new toy to play with. Yeah, so this is the first area of land we're going to concentrate on. This is going to take a wee while, so I'm going to put the camera down and crack on.
I've been dreaming so much lately about your face when you're smiling. It's the only thing that saves me. Hey, I don't know if I told you that I think you're beautiful, and how I can't wait to hold you. Yeah, you pull me up when I'm falling down, and I don't know what I would do without you. Yeah, you pull me up when I'm falling down. Look into my eyes, you can use them as a mirror, baby. You're my ticket to paradise. Hey, now everything's alright. We've been longing for each other, and it feels like I'm on cloud nine. Without you, this is something that I know for sure. It's just something about you. I just want more. Tell me what you wanna do right now. Tell me what you wanna do tonight. I really don't care as long as I'm with you. Hey, now look into my eyes. You can use them as a mirror, baby. You're my ticket to paradise. Hey, now everything's alright. We've been longing for each other, and it feels like I'm on cloud nine. look into my eyes, you can use them as a mirror.
Right, that's all that bit done. For now, anyway. We've still got a fair bit to plough, but we need to get back and go and meet Mr. Walters, the contractor who's come to give me this price for this landscaping work. So, let's nip back home and go see him. And go from there. Here we are. There he is, Mr. Walters. Wow, that's a nice truck, isn't it? Let's just stick this here for now. That'll do nicely. Hey up, mate. How are you doing? Well, that was an interesting conversation with Mr. Walters. And he's very kindly offered to give me a ride over to Clever Motors to go pick up the New Holland. So, let's just chuck this thing back in the workshop, just to be safe. And I'll see you over at Clever Motors in a few moments. Thanks, Mr. Walters. Appreciate the lift, mate. Thank you. I'll see you next week. Right, let's pop in, speak to Joe. Spend a ton more money. Wow, check that out. That's pretty cool. That is old. That's lovely. Yeah, let's pop in, see Joe. Spend a load of money, pay for the 9882's work. And I did notice that the combine's outside the workshop now, so they might be cracking on with that. But that's a good bit of time away from being done, so I'm not in any rush for that, obviously. So yeah, let's get in here and strike a deal. Right, there we go. My bank account is now considerably smaller than what it was, but I have my New Holland 9882 ready to rock and roll. It's been completely fixed. It's been cleaned. It looks amazing. And I'm now the proud owner of this Landol disc harrow, which I'm very excited to get into the fields. And I have also bit the bullet and I bought this Lemken seeder as well, because I definitely need one, obviously, and we've got to get some crops into the ground ASAP. So that's now mine as well. I paid just over 80,000 for that. Paid just over 60,000 for this, and the bill for the New Holland came to just under 5. So it is what it is. So I'm going to jump in this. We're going to take it home. We're going to take the Landol home, and I'm going to come back with the other New Holland with the T7 and pick up the seeder. So let's crack on. Oh, this is great. Brilliant. So excited to get this thing in the fields. This is the biggest tractor I think I've ever owned. Right, let's get hooked up. Take it nice and slow. That looks about right. Job's a good one. Right, let's get this home. Wow, this thing is massive. Now I understand why that Versatile that we saw when we first arrived here had a truck escort in front of it, because this takes up some room. This is scary stuff, driving this down the highway. Oh, sorry guys, queue of traffic behind. Yep, let's get home. Here we are, everyone. Finally back home. The big New Holland is home. So, to carry on with the theme of spending large amounts of money, I'll go through with you what Mr. Walters quoted me. So, interestingly, he said that you can still get hold of the kits to make these sheds, which are about 35 grand. So I'm going to get one of them, so at least if I put another big shed in this area here, it will match and look pretty cool. So I'm going to get one of those. He'll charge me 5 grand to build it. Now, regarding the landscaping, obviously you can't just flatten this and put a shed on it and expect to be able to drive all this machinery and park big tractors and implements on it forever, because it'll just the ground will just sink. So a bit of ground prep needs to go into it. So it's going to need about 250 tons of hardcore, about 150 tons of gravel, about 200 tons of sand, just to make the ground good enough to be able to withstand all the weight that will be going on it, plus obviously the weight of the concrete pad that will sit underneath this workshop, and the weight of the workshop. So yeah, and he's going to charge me about $2,000 per area, this area over here and that area over there, for the landscaping work. So, oh, and also he's going to fit and supply a 25,000 litre fuel tank, which is something I know I'm going to need. So, and that's going to cost to supply and fit it. It'll be about 26.5 grand. So all in all, I'm looking at a bill of around 73.5 grand to landscape this area, that area, join them together, all the materials involved, the shed, the construction of the shed, and a great big fuel tank. So yes, it's a lot of money, but it's also an enormous amount of work, and I think it would be, to benefit the farm going into the future, I think that would be a pretty wise investment. So I've asked him to get the ball rolling. He's going to make some phone calls, do what he needs to do, and potentially he's looking at starting next week. So I'll be expecting him round with some heavy plant machinery next week to come and start working on that. But in the meantime, I'm going to leave this beast here. It does look good, doesn't it? I am going to put this to work very soon, but I've got a couple of areas of field that that still need to be ploughed under. I'm not going to bore you guys to tears with that, because you've seen enough ploughing for now. So I shall switch the camera back on when I'm done. Well, there we go. That was just over 9.5 hours of a day so far, including a couple of trips back into to Clever Motors to go pick up my disc harrow, and I've also been back and picked up the Lemken seeder that I told you that I bought. So, but yeah, that's now all of my fields beautifully ploughed, if I don't say so myself. It's kind of a bit of a similar feeling to writing in a fresh notebook, isn't it, to me? It's they were looking in a pretty sorry state before. Let's just pop out and have a look. Yeah, the land was pretty unloved. It's had a few years, just that the withered crops had been in there for quite a while, so it's really nice just to get everything ploughed under and bring it back at the minute to a lovely ploughed state. Yeah, and that's every bit of land there done. Obviously, apart from the grass field on the other side of the road there, that's I'm just going to let that grow and sell the hay that we get from that back to Amos again, like we did before. So yeah, obviously I know I need to. This land is going to need some treatment. It's going to need some. We need to sort out the pH level, so it's going to need a good coating of lime. And when we've got the wheat seeds down, we'll give it a fertilising. So I need to get myself a half decent fertiliser spreader. I'm obviously, I know I don't need one of the big crop sprayers or anything like that. That'll be far too much overkill for this farm. Just something that I can hitch to the back of one of my tractors and spread a bit of lime, spread a bit of fertiliser. That'll do the trick. So I need to have a word with Joe over at Clever Motors and see if he can put the feelers out and see if there's anything out there that's going for decent money, because I'd much rather buy second hand than buy new. So yeah, so anyway, let's get back to the yard. I think I need to play a bit of musical vehicles now that I've got the seeder and the disc harrow back and the 9882. I feel like I want to have a bit of a shuffle around, so I think I need to go and put the old 4040 John Deere into that concept shed there with the farm all, and I think I'm also going to pop the Mack grain wagon in there as well for now, and I'm going to put the big stuff. I'm going to put this and both the New Hollands. There they are, a sea of blue, as it were. But yeah, I'm going to have a bit of a tidy round now for 20 minutes or so, but I also need to take the 9882 down to the gas station, because that is pretty much empty. So before I do a spot of light tillage in the first field there, which I think I'm going to do for the rest of the day until sundown. Have a bit of tidy up here, play a bit of musical tractors, get to the gas station, fill up, get back, hook up the disc arrow, and do a bit of light tillage. So, here we go. Right, well, that's these few things tidied away into this shed for now. Let's go and stick the big stuff into the big shed. Although I'm going to keep the disc arrow out because I'm going to be using that shortly. But yeah, let's get these things tidied up and get down to the gas station and put some diesel into this big beast. Right, that's those few things put away for now. Let's get ourselves down to the gas station. And in fact, I'm probably dreading how much this is going to cost. This fuel tank's way bigger than what it is on the T7, and that was, what did I spend the other day on the T7? I think it was about $570 odd on diesel in that thing. So I think this is a half as big again, I think. So this is going to be expensive. Yeah, hey ho, the joys of running big agricultural machinery, eh? So I'll see you down at the gas station. Just look at that beautifully ploughed land. Does look much better than what it did before, though, eh? Yes, it's still got there's a bit of field stone in there, but as I might have mentioned before, I'm not overly fussed about that right now. The main thing is getting some crops into the ground and giving us some kind of income for next year. So, yeah. Well, that just brought a tear to my eye. All in all, it just took me 10 minutes to fill this tank up. It wasn't completely empty, but it was very low. It's got a 920 odd litre tank, I think. $1,059. Today has been a very expensive day, but fuel's fuel. Can't get anywhere without it, obviously. So let's get ourselves back home. I'm going to, do you know what? It's just turned 4:30, I think. So I think I'm going to till sundown, I think. So see you back home. Here we are, all hooked up. Let's get into this first field and get this behemoth unfolded for a spot of shallow tillage for the evening. Where are we? Oh, look at that. Thing of beauty. Drop you down. And away we go. Oh, this is working a treat. Kicking up a fair bit of dust. But yeah. Let's get cracking. Beautiful evening for it. Let's till sundown. Well, there we go, everyone. What a beautiful view, eh? What a lovely evening. What an incredible tractor, and what an amazing piece of machinery this is. What a great finish it's left on this field. Nice bit of shallow cultivation, tillage. Yeah, very proud of that. Whole field's done, just this area of it anyway. I was hoping to get maybe a little bit more done today, maybe get one of the smaller areas over there, but sun's going down now. I'm exhausted, I'm pretty hungry, so I think I'm going to go and get the dog some food, get myself some food and rest up for the rest of the night. But wow, just what a beautiful, look at those lovely colours, what a beautiful evening. Yeah, day done I think today. Let's go get some rest. Welcome to your new home, New Holland. Time for some well-earned rest.